Today we are taking a look at a new 4-inch Fortnite action figure from Jazwares, Joltara. I found this figure at Target for about $10, and she comes with one accessory. That is her harvesting tool, and that's right, it is this thing right here. It looks like some sort of a burst or a blast effect, but it is in fact her harvesting tool. And how it works is you lift out her hand, and you look at the end, and you'll see there is an opening there, just the right size for the fist, and you maneuver it one or two ways. You kind of move it around until it slides right in over the fist. So she is then holding the harvesting tool like that for posing like that. That's kind of cool. You can do like a few different poses with her, or you can get her into some sort of action pose or something. It's really pretty cool, and it's a very different kind of a harvesting tool than what we usually get from Jazwares, and I think that's kind of neat. This figure is about 4 inches tall, and I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of what she looks like next to a couple other figures. And I've got Master Key on the left and Paradigm on the right, and you can see this figure is just slightly shorter than Master Key, but is about the same height as Paradigm. So she has 28 points of articulation. She's actually a pretty straightforward action figure. There's really no hindrance at all, and I will bet you are going to be surprised that I said she doesn't have a lot of hindrance at all when you see that she does in fact have red and black hair. So when you go to move her head around, her head can move around actually very pretty good. The reason is the hair is really soft rubber. I can grab it and I can move it around and I can lift it up. It's really actually quite interesting. So her head, she can look down pretty good for this kind of a hairpiece. And the only maybe hindrance is looking up, because, you know, there's only so much room or so much place that the hair can go up. So I would say that's the only real hindrance, is the looking up. But, you know, you can actually get her head up pretty good. Really. Her arms rotate around at the shoulders, and they go up about this far. My arms, or the arms in this figure, a little bit tight, so that she can go up that far. And look at that, she can do the splits already. Elbow, rotate, and hinge back and forth. They go up about that far, so not quite 90 degrees. And her wrists have a rotation and hinge. These are working quite well. She's got a pretty nice torso wiggle. She can go that far that way, go that far that way, leaning back, she goes about that far, leaning forward, she goes about that far. And she can kind of twist at the waist, but not really. It's no longer a round mechanism, it's kind of an oval shaped in here, so when you try to rotate, ovals don't turn very well. And I don't know why they've done this, because this is one of the 28 points of articulation, but when they do this and you can't actually articulate that waist very well, then it's kind of cheap, because waist articulation is kind of cool. If you want her to do the splits, as we kind of saw earlier, she can go about that far. Sitting, well, she's going to kind of slouch a little bit like that, but that's as far as her legs will go up. And if she's jumping out of a battle bus, then her legs go back about that far. She has a thigh swivel double pin knee, and does pretty good for stretching that knee back, about like that. The ankles rotate, or I guess pivot is the actual proper term. I've learned that after a few years. And her ankles, let's do this. Her ankles go back about that far and go forward about that far. The reason I did on that side, not this right side, is this is a little bit tight. I'm going to have to heat this up. The rotation, or the pivot, works just fine, but I don't know if you can see when I try to lift up her foot. In fact, some gold paint just fell out from the maneuvering. You can see right there that the foot starts to separate away, and this is a very loose joint there. So I don't want to break it, so I'm not going to show you that portion. But yeah, really cool. This is a very nice figure. So I love how the colors turned out. I really do. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show you this. This package here says that she is number 180, and the reason I'm bringing the package in here is I'm going to set it, okay, like that. So I really like the colors of this figure. This is a pretty standard skin. This is not very customized. You can customize this skin in-game quite a bit. And they chose this kind of an icon, glasses and a mustache, to put on her outfit. But I think it looks really nice, this figure. I have two things that I'm going to critique real quick, so bear with me. The first is the outfit. Even though I like these colors, I like this combination of kind of a reddish orange and a gold. I like it a lot. What is a little disappointing is that, if you can see on this is her in-game look. She's got some kind of scaly looking things on her outfit that kind of give the outfit some character. And it's not on here. Now, I know that probably adds a little bit more. Maybe they've done this so they can reuse the mold other ways. Maybe by putting the scales on there, it's not going to be as reusable. I'm not really sure, but that would have been really cool to see all this orange, reddish orange area all be covered in those little tiny scales. I think it would have added just a little bit extra to it. Kind of like what Bright Bomber was in 2018, the original Bright Bomber. Now, the second might be kind of a touchy topic. The second is that Jazwares has continued their tradition of almost perfect female figures. And why I say that is, in the game, Joltara is a taller, more slender character. I'm looking for the package over here real quick. Actually, I'm going to pop up what she looks like in game over here. But this character is a taller, more slender figure. And, well, Jazwares, as pretty typical, has made the female a little bit shorter looking and a little bit wider looking. So in that, it's a pretty typical Jazwares female figure, kind of like with the Paradigm. She's a little bit taller in game as well. And this is a really good figure, don't get me wrong. Paradigm is awesome. So that's not a deal breaker, as this figure does look great. As I said earlier, I like how it looks. I think it's a nice figure. So based off of how it's designed, I think it's really cool. And I think it's really nice. And I am quite happy that we are getting more Fortnite female figures, because we've been in a drought. There has been very few female figures, surprisingly, in this line. So I don't want to critique too much, because I want more female figures to show up. But anyway, I'll get off that little topic. I do think this is an awesome figure. So what do you think about this figure? Actually, what do you also think about this harvesting tool, how it attaches to the hand? I like how they did this. I think that's really cool and a little bit innovative. I mean, sure, maybe other companies and with figures can put things on the hands, but for Jazwares and this Fortnite line, I think this is a really cool addition. So what do you think about this figure? What do you think about the harvesting tool and how it works? Leave your thoughts in that comment section below. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you in the next video.